Well, hello everyone, Philosopher Stoner, making another video. So, this one's gonna be about a weird topic today. Weird little topic. I follow all of the extremes of opinion. So I follow the Marxists and the right wing libertarians and the anarchists and the nihilists and the conservative Christians and um, a lot of the alternative media. I do watch guys like right wing assholes like Alex Jones, and so occasionally like I'll watch Lou Dobbs and I'll watch Tucker Carlson and I'll watch that, like I said, all over the place. Like I watch a lot of different things, a lot of different media, a lot of different news, and some conspiracy theories that I stumble upon from time to time, dealing with the SRA, the satanic ritual abuse stuff. And I know it's not a popular topic. Nobody really wants to talk about it, but I've always held to the axiom that there's kernels of corn in the shit that make sense. A broken clock is right twice a day. So this one I stumbled upon is called Adrenochrome, or otherwise known as Drenchrome, and it's a completely unsubstantiated conspiracy. The only hints or indications of it being somewhat true is this drug is mentioned, adrenochrome is mentioned in the movie, the thing written by Hunter S. Thompson, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, where he mentions adrenochrome. And there's also another show, I forget what it's called. I should have, looked it up and prepared prior to making this, but fuck it. I'll look it up after and I'll put it in the comments, or sorry, the description box below. But anyways, yeah, adrenochrome. And so it's this idea that it's basically adrenalized human blood, and it's a kind of drug that's circulated amongst the elite, the so-called the elites, the people in Hollywood and all that. And some people say that it's also the blood of children. And how it's adrenalized is when you torture someone or make something afraid and then kill it. There's all this adrenaline that goes to through the adrenaline gland in your brain and stuff into the blood, and it's supposed to be an extremely powerful drug and thing. Now, I've actually Googled and done research about this, and it is actually a compound. There's a Wikipedia page and a few other pages that show the actual chemical structure of it. So it's adrenalized blood. So it's like when adrenaline is in your system when you're afraid, adrenaline gets in your bloodstream. So yes, adrenalized blood is called adrenochrome. But finding out anything else, no one has produced any hard evidence of it. Like no one has made a video or shown links on the deep web or anything where you can actually buy this stuff or do it, or like no one's provided a sample of it. No one has any hard evidence of anything. It's a strange kind of like a language virus kind of a thing, a kind of the fact that so many people want it to be true, or people that believe it, right, that there's these evil elite and this is what they're doing. It's a kind of mass trauma. It's a kind of, we really are, I don't know, yeah, losing our faith in ourselves. I think there's some elements of truth to it. I don't know, I don't think it's impossible, but again, there's no evidence for it. But I was even thinking about it, how it's even in actual meat. If you're a meat eater, it's even in our meat. I remember my mother, she was a hardcore meat eater. She would cook the steaks, and she liked her steaks rare, with the blood practically dripping out of the fucking steak as she was shoving it in her mouth. And then later, towards the end of her life, she confided to me that she regretted eating meat, that she then was convinced that yes, it's wrong, it's bad. And there's an element of that's in the meat, adrenalized blood, and it's addicting. You get like a high from it. You get like a rush. But it's like, where do you draw the line, right? Like clearly, since time immemorial, we've had to, if we had a crop failure or something, we'd have to go hunt and kill an animal. But yeah, modern factory farming and the whole meat industry, yeah, we basically torture these animals. These animals are traumatized and afraid, and of course, yeah, there's adrenaline in their blood, and then we kill them and we eat the meat, and yeah, it's addicting. I don't eat meat anymore. I'm not a vegan, but I've been a vegetarian for a long time. I have lapsed a couple of times and had meat. Sometimes it conflicts with my other rule of when people offer it to me. Like I'll go try to be social or be whatever with people, or my dad will offer me a piece of chicken or something. Not very often. He knows to not offer me or to give me, and people know my preference, and I'm fairly strong about it. But if someone really strongly offers it to me, yeah, I might have a bit. And I grew up eating lots of meat. My mother and stuff shoved it down my throat. But I even remember way back when I was a kid, there used to be the St. Lawrence Market, which is in downtown Toronto, and we'd go to Riverdale Petting Zoo when I was a kid, and petting the animals at the zoo, and then I would go see at the St. Lawrence Market the meat carcasses for the beef, and it bugged me as a kid. And then we went on a kick for a while where I said to my parents, you know, how it just didn't make any sense to me, and could we try eating like the veggie hot dogs or something? And that lasted a couple of weeks, and then my mother was like, nah, fuck this, we're not doing this anymore. And then I sort of acquiesced and accepted it. And then it was towards, really, it's only been the last 6 years that I've been more of a vegetarian. So again, I'm not a preacher, I'm not super preachy about it, but yes, it's something that's bothered me. So then, like I said, I'm only thinking of this meat eating thing in terms of this adrenochrome, that there is something to it. It is some kind of a chemical and a drug. Like I said, there's a Wikipedia page and other pages of it talking about its chemical properties. It has like those chemistry diagrams, with the lines and the circles and stuff. But like I said, no one's come up with any evidence that this adrenochrome exists, but it feeds into the right-wing Christians, the hardcore lunatic Looney Tunes Christians that think, yes, it's all these satanic pedophiles are running the world. They're like a shadow government running the world, and it's all been inflamed by the discoveries of that Jeffrey Epstein guy, and Ghislaine or Ghislaine or whatever the fuck you say her name, Maxwell, and that whole case, and then the Nexium cult and the Pizzagate thing that I've talked about many times, and all of these various theories, the QAnon people and those nut jobs and all of that. And then this is a thing circulating, and it is interesting how people, like I said, there's no hard evidence for it, but there's this community of people that believe it exists, and there's even a semblance, like I said, where they want it to exist, and that's pretty fucked. Like, considering that there is no hard evidence for it. But it is interesting that they show in entertainment, like I said, that Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson, it is mentioned. So it is possible. It could be a thing. I mean, who the fuck knows this day and age? And I wouldn't put past people how degenerate our culture is becoming. That, yeah, it's, I don't know sometimes. I don't know, man. So, yeah, there you have it. Adrenochrome, or Drenchrome, as it's referred to on the interwebs. Yeah, fucking brave new world we're living in. Philosopher Stoner out.